Gather around. My fantasy team is shit.
Come on.
Hello and welcome back to Off the Mark and AFL Fantasy Podcast. I'm Mason.
I'm Casey, and yeah, that sums up the weekend.
Yeah, pretty much. That's not. I feel like I didn't have that bad of a week,
I was
but
expecting that. That was pretty funny. Yeah.
Well, let's just get straight into our teams.
Yeah.
I've slid in rank for the first time in 2026, and it sucks. I've gone down from 13k to 19k, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but it was just not helped by
19K,
some shit scores. Houston was terrible. McKercher unders. Sinclair as my captain.
What did you score for the week?
I scored 1948. Yeah.
And you're at 19K?
I'm a 19k, yeah.
Damn. I got a 1973 and I'm 20K.
Jeez. You went down quite a lot below me
last week
though, and I went up to 13.
Yeah, fair enough. Stopped you every week except for one.
Yeah.
And you're in front of me. Yeah. That's so tough.
That is.
But yeah, no, I had such a shit week. I had 5 50s on field and 3 70s on my bench that I couldn't get to. Like Jack Carroll sitting there, I didn't expect that. Bob Myers with a 69 who I didn't get.
I did all right with my bench.
Just
I had
wrong.
Marshall over Robertson, which gave me 3 points, a big 3 points.
Yep, nice.
Could have looped Cook into the midfield, but chose Bob Myers, got an extra 12 points.
Solid.
But yeah, also had 3 50s, 2 50s and 140 on field. No, 3 50s and 140 on field, as well as 1, 2, 3, 4 60s on field. And this would all help if my premiums were playing well. But Brayshaw 86 sucks. Steele 102 against Essendon sucks. Sinclair 87 is my captain sucks. Zorko going down on 29. Sheasel just a 105. Myers a 60.
Yeah, that was tough.
My top score was Cozzy with a 124.
Should have been worse. Some players, it was weird because at the end of the games, Sinclair got added 3 points way late, so he was on a 90 now. He finished off with.
Oh, is he right?
Yeah.
Because I thought they missed one when I was watching.
But Grundy lost a kick, and I went Grundy over. So I did really well. I captained Baz for a 133, highest scorer in my team.
Wow.
Captained that. I went Grundy over Gorn. Just wheels fell off the bus. That's spewing, and it was such a shit week for me as well. You don't even know. After Friday night, we went to the DT Talk live show and had a couple beers, and then went to the footy, had a couple more beers, went out, had a couple more beers, and then was violently hungover. Couldn't get to either of the Saturday games because I was throwing up all day. So I wasted all my money on these tickets to gather around, and I couldn't even fucking go.
Jeez.
So it was literally the worst weekend.
Yeah.
So bad.
Well, we're here to vent on Off the Mark because that's what we do on a Monday. Probably a Monday. I'll get this episode out tonight. Help you vent along with us as well. So let's go through the round that was, and we have our categories. I don't actually remember what we did last time.
Who stunk? Who was good? Trade targets. Rookie.
So who was a pass?
Yeah.
Well, let's start with Adelaide.
It was a pass.
I'll grab Carlton. So who was a pass?
Pass for Adelaide. I know someone who was really good, but a pass. You know what? I'll give Wayne Miller.
Okay.
85. I think that's a pass for him. Do you reckon? Coming off 260s.
Yeah. You
got a 90, but
90 last week.
You're still unhappy with it.
You are, but it's nowhere near your priority trade outs now. That 85. So I guess he was good.
It's weird because
who excelled?
Who was fantastic? Shelley, obviously 124.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
He hurts you if you don't have him. And again,
neither
I've
of
been
us
against him.
It's to the point where I genuinely might actually trade him in, which goes against everything I stand for. But
yeah.
Oh well.
Who stunk it up?
4 goals. Stunk it up was Jordan Dawson, 85.
Yeah,
that was terrible.
That sucks.
That was really bad.
That was kind of it really. And then who's a bit of value, or maybe a rookie that you're looking at?
Oh, it's still McAndrew. He's elite.
Yeah,
and definitely clear cut R2. If you're doing it, you just got to do it.
A lot of people still trade into him this week.
Yeah,
so people still don't have him. If you really still don't have him, it's still enough value that you're.
Brad Cook was all right, 57. Feel like he's probably going to go soon.
Yeah, but he's
kind of
he's ticking over. He's ticking over, and he's got a bit of cash in his head, so you can get him to someone.
Yeah.
And then maybe a bit of value is Isaac Rankin, I guess.
100%. More than a little bit of value. He's probably bottomed out now. 111, 2 goals. Was in that midfield. 90% time on ground. Josh Richelli did that with 76% time on ground. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Had some good CBAs he did.
Kicked him up, 4 goals in the first quarter or whatever?
Yeah, oh yeah, and he was everywhere. He was really everywhere. We have to put a little asterisk on this because they played Carlton, but Richelli just 48% CBAs, lower than he's had every game except one this year. So yeah, he did well for his scoring. And Rankins, even with the 111, went down 9k to 733k, but now has a break even of 69, coming into fixtures of St Kilda, Lions, Port, Richmond, North Hawthorn. So he's got a good fixture coming up. And if you're looking for a value forward, my problem with Rankin is that no CBAs or barely any. He got 27% after 19%, 5%, and 32% the week before. He just can't crack over 40%, which is probably what we'd want him to be doing.
Yeah, you think so.
But they're not dropping Berry, Dawson, Peatling, which is their big three.
True. But I'm not dropping Rankin. No chance.
No, or Richelli.
Yeah,
then I don't think they're dropping Richelli CBAs.
No.
Unless they maybe start to swap them. But
I reckon you could drop Peatling's and put him to a wing.
You could.
If there was anyone, I reckon probably him.
Yeah, I just don't think they're going to play Richelli and Rankin both at 40%. I think it's one or the other, and Richelli's done absolutely nothing wrong. So if I would trade, I wouldn't trade into Rankin because he got that 111 as well with a couple goals, I think. Yeah, 2 goals, 15 kicks, 7 tackles, but not in the midfield. So it was probably just a bit of a lucky forward game, I think. Whereas Richelli, I wouldn't say I'd be scared as an owner, but I'd be watchful of Rankin possibly taking some CBAs. Anyone else you want to mention there? I think
that's about it for Gross, yeah.
Hinge, obviously, there with a hamstring. Just noting some injuries, maybe beneficial for Miller off the halfback. Over to Carlton, though, and we'll go with our pass. And, there's not much. Kind of no one.
Pito had a 104.
Yeah, look, I've just picked him up off our draft board, so I'll give Pito a pass. Maybe even he excelled for a 104. No one excelled in this game, really. There were no accelerations, but some. Oh, you know what? I'll give. He didn't stink, but Walsh 97. 99. It sucks because 99 because he's just done this all year. 99, 100, 113, 78, and now another 99. He's really these two 99s. You say is a ton, so he's only gone under a ton once.
They was priced at 90, wasn't he?
93. 93.
So he's done what you'd expect.
It just hurts if you have other people who have spent the cash to go to Dacos or Baz. But I guess you've spent up to
Dacos by 10
so. True. Again, far from your priority to trade out, but you kind of would have expected him to be averaging 105.
Yeah. I think people brought him in as that cash player, especially with the buy as the 110 guy.
Yeah, it would have sucked if you held him over the 2 buys.
If you had that, expecting him to be a 110 guy, you're a bit upset. But
so he's only averaging 3 points over what he'd priced at. So it's not really value, I guess.
Yeah.
And apart from being value, we were hoping he'd be 105, and he hasn't. So he stunk, but I'd give this probably a pass. Nick Newman kind of stunk, a 70. Probably not what you wanted.
Didn't suit his game.
No, the kick mark was not there for him. Jagger Smith, now, he stunk, but I'll give him a little shout out because he had 10 in the first half.
Yeah.
And then came home and ended with a 57. So he keeps his cash gen going more than I thought it would. But
you're only as good as your last half.
I haven't seen any news about this or anyone talking about this, but I am conspiring that he's carrying something. Watching him on Thursday night, he was hesitant to go for the ball. He was out of contest. He was waiting on the outside. I'll check his numbers, but I don't think he had any 3 tackles, 0 marks. Just didn't look like he wanted the contested footy.
Yeah.
Was completely outside, and they
Dacos made a living off that. So.
Oh, true. He didn't have much time on ground either, and when he did, it was obviously forward. They didn't inject him into the stoppage like they said, into the center like they said they would. It's just a bit shit. And I don't know how long they're going to do this for. I don't know if he's nursing something or it's just their way of kind of getting him back to fitness, maybe as a first-year player. So after 81% time on ground last week, he went down to 72, which is kind of it's the lowest of the year, but he usually sits around mid to high 70s, so it's not that bad. But interesting that they play him forward for an 81% time on ground and then 72%. Don't know if the rain has anything to do with that, but just disappointing. We want him scoring 80s. He was meant to be that guy.
Correct.
Still
rookie.
He's fine. But that's about it for Adelaide Crows. So then we go to rainy Friday night, Collingwood v Fremantle. This was a good game to be at, to be honest. Nice finish for us that went and sat through the rain here in Adelaide. I'll give you Collingwood, who was a pass.
Yep. I don't know. I don't really know if there was a pass. I mean, everyone went unders except for there goes my crutch. Angus Anderson, he was amazing. That's
Well,
more than a
there's your
pass.
value,
That's
your
value.
rookie.
Yeah, 92.
Yeah, so
Like,
he was
one goal,
fantastic.
probably the must-have.
I think
coming out.
I'm happy to call him a must-have.
Yeah, was it minus 25 break even or something?
Oh, is it only that? 230K went 90.
Minus 23 break.
23, there you go.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing was he had 50% CBAs, so only behind Dacos on 88 and Pendlebury on 75. Yeah. So he seems to be that third midfielder.
He looked really good. He looked really, really good.
Yeah, he did.
And yeah, but it was just a bad game for scoring for Collingwood. Like,
you probably, to be honest, I think I'd be happy to give Nick Dacos a pass. 96 in the wet, coming off an injury.
He's priced 120. He lost a lot of cash.
His
break-even's gone up now.
Yeah, it has. It sucks for people who owned him before and had to hold him over that week. It's not bad for non-owners, but it's still not hurting people who have him, I don't think. It just kind of sucks. And probably the call a few weeks ago when we were all looking between him and Baz was Baz.
Yeah.
I think even the week after, Baz went 150, Dacos went 130. So I think every week it's been that. So he's probably a pass.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
Who stunk it up?
Both defenders that some people have. Like most people have Houston.
Yeah, so that 59 for Houston after averaging 106 for the year.
14 disposals, bro. Like, what?
7 marks still.
And still got 59. That's crazy.
Yeah, 2 frees against as well doesn't help.
Josh Dacos was the other one.
Yeah, so he got thrown forward from what I saw. And it was so Dacos was kind of went to half back a little bit, but then played still out in the midfield, had 88% CBAs. But Josh Dacos was pretty much I think the second quarter was definitely not playing off the half back. Maybe I think he worked back there in the third and fourth, but yeah, he just and I think most of his points were scored maybe in the third. Yeah, so he had 8-point first quarter, 20-point second quarter, which is I think when he was playing forward.
Yeah.
Then 25 and 23, which is probably more like his scoring. So yeah, you're not trading out of that. You hold it. Surprisingly, it still probably turns out that going there was better than going Zorko.
Yeah.
We'll talk about later, but yeah, stunk up for him in Houston. Probably the surprise packet though was Darcy Cameron back up to 108. So his CBAs took a massive spike. If I can get him up, 88% he had after 52 and 42% the last couple of weeks with Steeny in there. Steen just had 13%, so almost fully played as a forward.
Yeah.
Over Cameron. Over to Freo though. Who am I going to give the pass to? I'll give it to Reed. 71. He's pretty consistent with that 70 to 80 scoring, and at the moment in our forward line, that's all we need. So he did have a 91 last week, which was nice, back to 71. If he keeps scoring 70s, I'm happy to keep him there to the bye. There's not many options poking the head up. We did have some new DPPs, which we might get to once we get to them, but yeah, there's many forwards, particularly rookies, that we're trying to figure out before we fix Reed. I don't think he picked up mid status, did he?
No,
because he hasn't played much CBA. No, he's still a forward at 714K, so probably not buying into that anymore. About priced at where he scored here, but I'll give him the pass. Excelled. Luke Jackson. So Sean Darcy went down the second quarter of this game, I think. Got crunched between two Collingwood players. It was really good.
That was great for Jackson.
It was great for Jackson, who scored a 131, playing permanent ruck. And the thing that sucks is that Freo are not going to. They're not going to be doing this.
They'll bring Cox.
They'll bring Cox in. They like to play with 2 rucks for whatever reason, and we hate it as fantasy coaches. But he did have that 81% CBAs, his highest for the year, Luke Jackson. So if you had him, it's great. I did know a few people who traded him out.
That'll be so tough.
Including my dad. Who I did his trades on Monday for him and had Jackson going out.
Did you really?
Because he had McAndrew on the bench. So I went Jackson down to Steen.
Who's his other one?
He went Max.
Okay.
He's had Max for a couple of weeks now. I think he got off Sherry and went to Max.
Yeah,
right. So he's had a bit of a mare there with 131. But don't worry, Dad, because Darcy will not be playing, but Cox will come in.
I'm so entertained by this table. Anyway.
You are ruining this public property bench
on
camera. Who stunk it up? It's the mids, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, both of them.
Brayshaw and Sarong, 86 and 85. Oh, again, maybe like Houston, Jacos, we'll give him it was in the wet. But still, this is a consistent thing, particularly for Brayshaw, who's only had 2 tons this year, and 53, 86, 93 is his other 3 under a ton. Sarong, this is only his second under a ton. So Sarong's gone 108, 64, 68, 124, 124, 85. Brayshaw here has gone 53, 128, 93, 103, 86. So he's really going.
Yeah.
everywhere at the moment. And that 53 hertz is average, but for us picking them as kind of unique, particularly Brayshaw as a unique, it really sucks. When other people have Baz, Bont, Dacos, it's just really sucks here. So and we can't really trade out of them, can we?
Right.
So it's a bit tough. I guess shout out to Luke Ryan.
Yeah, dude.
121. He looks good. Freo looked like they were definitely using it back there, and in a wet game for him to get that many marks, 10 marks back there was pretty good. 23 kicks was what built his score. So yeah. Unfortunately, the rain was the theme of Gather Round. Apologies if you came over here. I think it was on Thursday night. Apologies if you came over and had to deal with the rain, but we haven't actually we haven't seen any rain or summer until now, which kind of sucks.
Victorians would have felt right at home.
Yeah. No. On to Saturday though, and we had North v Brisbane in the afternoon.
I'll say North.
You gonna take North? All right, there you go. Who's your pass?
My pass for North. I think Sheezy.
Yeah,
he got 105. I mean, it's still very unders for what he has done and what he can do, but considering he got an 80 last week and is playing a tough matchup in Brisbane, I'm very happy with that.
And this matchup we thought would have suited the halfbacks, the runners on Norwood Oval because it's so thin. So it's not exactly a good scenario for Sheezel.
This is up in Barossa as well.
Oh, Barossa, but still it's hard to judge with these small grounds. They're mostly small here in Adelaide. I've heard that they're building a stadium in McLaren Vale next year.
Yeah,
to Gather Round.
That'd be really cool.
So wait for that. That'll be good. I'd like to give a pass to LDU 111.
I was going to give that himself. Yeah.
Oh, sure, I guess. But I mean, it's his second highest score for the year, and he's not gone below 80. Really, he's only gone below 95 once. 94, 97, 125, 80, and now 111. I'm happy to give him a pass as unique, considering I bought him in at 90. No, he was like 880k at the start of the year, but I bought him in at 900k, I think. So he was priced at about 89, averaging probably 100 maybe. So yeah, he's done 101. He's averaging, so happy with that as a unique, I guess. So he excelled. Who stunk?
I don't know if you can call it stunk because of what he's priced at, but I think we can call it stunk based on what we had expected for him, and that's Colby.
He stunk.
76. Like that's what he's priced at, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe he's priced a little bit over that. But
I think he's averaging 76 as well.
But we just expected so much more, and there's so much hype about him.
I know.
But we got our order wrong.
I know.
We went. Someone else who you can talk about later, but
we still win him over Newman. 6 points he would have gained. So
true.
Not bad. Forgot to mention as well, the fixture difficulty table is back. I've put some work in to get this. So Brisbane there for halfbacks are at 46. So kind of middle of the range. So not terrible. So he does have Richmond this week, who are even worse at a 40. And then what's his matchups like after that? He goes Giants, Geelong, and Sydney, which will give him a 47, a 45, and a 40. So he's really playing these dark orange teams for about a month. It's not great news. You're not trading into him if you don't have him. I know I said it for a couple of weeks, but you avoid this and kind of get lucky, I guess, considering he's not been bad the last couple of weeks with a 116 and 84.
Yeah.
But you dodge that now. Bit of value.
I still really like Lamais.
Yep.
I think that was awesome.
Picked up defender status as well.
So put him back there. He's on my field this week.
I think
as it stands.
Might be.
No, he's on my bench.
Yeah.
Where I'm stacked with
the defender. We're stacked with
Sarong, Jax, Farrow, Grill, now Blamires even.
And we'll talk a bit of strategy about fielding people this week in your trades in terms of the rookies, because we do have a lot of DPP stuff to get through. So let's whiz through Brisbane. Who's a pass? No one, honestly. This was a genuinely terrible performance. We'll give it to Hugh McCluggage, back to his best. Well, not his best, but 89.
91 even. Yeah.
91. I don't know why my score's on this not updating properly. But so he's kind of, I guess, bottomed out now. So you can probably 920k he is with a break even, or 134. Maybe you can wait another week, but does play Melbourne this week, who for midfielders are 56. So still an orange team.
Yeah.
But yeah, he shouldn't be too bad. Then gets Crows, Essendon, Carlton, which Crows are actually the second easiest team for midfielders at the moment. Then he goes Essendon, who are the first easiest, and then Carlton, who are... So it's 70, 77, and 64, so all in the green for his next three after that. So we're probably launching next week.
Probably.
If you wanted to go early, it's not the end of the world. You're not going to pay much more than that for him. Excelled no one. Literally no one excelled. Although, just a special shout out, I don't know if we're looking at him in the forward line, but Zach Bailey has been getting some CBAs. And he's scored 100 here after last week, a score of 112, and the week before a score of 84. And those scores were for this week. Oh, actually, he just had 8% CBAs this week, but 45 and 48 in the week before that. So just to watch on his role, maybe, will be there. But let's get to who stunk, and that's Will Ashcroft.
I copped it from,
Yeah.
what's his name?
Simpkin.
There we go,
Tags him. Yeah. And Simpkin, just a shout out, was back in the midfield, obviously, for this, but scored a 98, and actually North looked better with him in there.
Agreed.
So watch for that to continue. But yeah, interesting that Ashcroft got this over Neil. I always thought that Neil would just be the guy, but Ashcroft seems to have impressed at least North enough that he gets tagged.
Yeah,
so
we did have that conversation, didn't we?
We
said
did,
the two Colemans versus the two Brownlows.
Yeah. So he goes down to 994k with a break even of 103 now, and he does come up against Melbourne, who could tag with Bolstrip.
Yep.
Crows shouldn't tag, Essendon shouldn't tag, Melbourne shouldn't tag though. So if you did buy into him with this good fixture, I don't think you're missing out on anything there. But just watch for a tag this week with Bolstrip. So obviously that same good run that I talked about in the Cluggage. Dunkley is really, really stinking it up. Let me read out your scores for Dunkley this year. From round 0 to now, 73, 108, 89, 79, 59.
Pretty good.
He was priced at, I reckon, 105 to start the season. I even heard a couple people go there as a unique mid-premium, which sucks. And he's not even, I don't think he's tagging. He's playing a defensive mid-role, but it's just, he's getting cheap for us, but I don't even know if he's ever going to flip for us to want him anyways. So he sucks. Kitty Coleman, we were wrong about this, 59. Sucked as well. He did play off half back though, which at least the role was there maybe if he went there. Still made a bit of cash, but it definitely stunts his cash gen, so he stunk as well. And Zorko as well at the bottom there with a 29 injured. So the lucky thing was that this was probably the first time for most that the time on ground rule has counted. So not bad. I was looping Farrow with Sarong, so then I just took Farrow's 102 as an emergency for Zorko. Got Sarong on field for a 73. So essentially covered Zorko with a 73, which is not terrible, but not great. The problem now, I mean, I think I like the rule because it doesn't completely wreck my weekend.
Yeah.
But I now have to trade him out. It's a must trade. I think Fagan said in his presser that they're waiting for scans. Could be bad, could be not bad, but at minimum it's a week or two.
Yeah.
We should trading him out because he hasn't even been good enough to hold, really. So that sucks for Zorko owners.
Yeah, and his price goes down, so he will be a target in probably 5 weeks from now.
I don't even know if he is. I mean, maybe that's just me not wanting to trade back into him.
He went so high.
He did 37, and now he's had an injury. I mean, we've gone off him the last couple of years on the basis of when's he going to go down? He hasn't gone down. Let's just pick him, blah, blah, blah. I feel bad for people who haven't had him for that reason over the last couple of years and have now picked him, but yeah, you've got to be pretty gutsy to bring him back in, I reckon.
Yeah.
All right, you want to take the Bombers?
Yep.
Who was a pass?
Oh, look. I think... Darcy Parish.
I'm going to say he's excelled based on what he's done this year.
He has excelled. No, Zach Mara is a pass with a 109.
Yeah. He's actually been, considering he plays for Essendon, 112, 100, 71, 122, and 109. It's pretty good.
Here we are going out and saying don't pick Essendon players because they're bad. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them have turned up. One of them's gone 164.
And they've won by 50
60
points. Yeah.
Fuck.
This was an interesting game. They really mostly kicked away at the end of the game. Melbourne just gave up at the end, but at the turn of the tide, Melbourne couldn't do anything. Essendon looks really good, and I guess if you want to go who excelled, there's a couple, but the main one,
Archie Roberts, 164, 42 disposals.
It's
15 marks.
Insane.
Oh, yeah.
32 kicks, and by the way, 164. Not that his role brings this. 0 tackles.
Yeah,
and 1 goal.
Brother, what?
So 32 kicks, 15 marks, 10 handballs is insane. Even gave up a free kick. So
could have been a
167. Jesus, wouldn't that have?
Yeah. Jacob Farrow excelled as well with a 102.
Fantastic.
Outstanding from him. Love to see it.
Well, this Essendon defender thing is still here. So Roberts 164, Ridley 106, Farrow 102, Ben Mackay 98, Pryor 89, Reed 85. The defenders feasted again. And the good thing I think for Essendon in this role for these defenders staying is they won and comfortably and did it. They didn't look bad against the Bulldogs last week either doing it. So I think that this is probably a good sign for those who have Roberts,
Yeah.
Have
You
Farrow.
see Blackiston playing a lot of defense again?
He did, because Peter Wright was the main one to take CBA. So that's probably the interesting thing out of this game. He had 80% CBAs, I think, right. So Blackiston full on went back. And it would have rung alarm bells if maybe they were playing a team that had a lot of key defenders, but Melbourne are the opposite of that.
Yeah.
They were playing Melksham out of the goal square the whole time, Myercheck and Petty forward.
Yeah, right.
So it's you're not really going, oh, we need to replace our ruck, get a matchup back there.
Yeah.
And even forward, I don't know why they moved him, because Kyle Langford played on the wing most of the time. He's probably their other kind of tallish, mid-size forward. So Peter Wright playing, what was he? 74% CDAs was interesting. He did play 44% last year, so he has increased. But yeah, watch for that to come. But we're definitely jumping off Blackiston, who probably sucked, I guess, 46.
Yeah, correct.
Anyone else suck in this game?
A lot of people. Sullivan Roby wasn't particularly good. Jai Caldwell was terrible with 57. That sucks, especially if you pick him over Primo.
19, 14, 4, and 20 he went for his quarter splits. He had 16 touches, 4 tackles, no marks.
But no, they were pretty good.
Yeah, so Roby played out of the goal square for most of the game. Yeah. So he looks to have a bit of a forward role, but he is giant.
He is huge.
Genuinely. Yeah. I was sitting right behind, in Riverbank, right behind the member side goals, and he sat in front of me for most of the game. He's bigger than Zach Butters, who I know is not a big guy, but is a 25-year-old midfielder. He's bigger. He's as big as, I don't know, Adam Chera. Yeah. He's built like he's 20, 25. So if they ever inject him into the midfield, again, I think it's probably more of a...
I don't know if we can say inject with Essendon, but yeah.
Well, there you go. Maybe stay away from
Maybe that's why it's so big.
That's true. I see him more as a rookie, like a Sam Lawler.
Correct.
Who, I mean, I guess we'll get to later, is not doing too well. But yeah, more of like a bulky midfielder than an accumulator like probably Farrow. Or I guess so. That's probably it for Essendon. Over to Melbourne, and you're probably giving Gawn I don't know if you're giving Gawn and Steele a pass. 108 and 102 they scored. Tons of ton, but against Essendon, and I had my VC on Steele, and I went the VC on him purposely. I mean, I was going to go VC Zorko anyway, which wouldn't have been great. But then I would have gone captain on Steele and got 12 more points than Sinclair did. So I guess that's Sinclair's fault. But I went the VC purposely on Steele because I wanted to chase a VC ceiling score, which is what we try and do. You try and chase the ceiling and then go a safe option as the C. But 102 was not that. And he was doing all right. 33, then 17, and then a 40-point third quarter really saw him. So he was sitting on 90 at three-quarter time, and then had a 102 with a 12-point last quarter. Just wasn't good. And Sinclair did the same thing. He just was dawdling around the middle of the ground, not getting a part of any of it. And Essendon kicked away in the last quarter, so that was probably another reason. But we'll give him the pass. Cosy Pickett excelled, though. Definitely took the Essendon matchup to heart with a 124. Only 2 goals in that, but did play midfield time, which was good. You're probably also giving Tom Sparrow a pass if you went there this week with an 82.
Yeah, that's great.
He was okay.
Well, considering what he's priced at.
Definitely. Bit of value in the forward line.
I think it was just a 78 in the end and must have lost a tackle or something.
Oh, did he? Right. So he's and still getting CBAs for him.
Yeah, there you go. We're all right.
Who sucked? Well, I know that you're going to want me to say one specific bloke, but I'm going to say the other one first because he's more relevant. That's Caleb Windsor, 45. We held him for this Essendon matchup. People were asking if they should trade him, and
if you went Windsor, if you went Blackiston out over Windsor like I did,
well, I mean, you still
not only.
Oh yeah, no, you've lost one point on your trade out.
You've lost 1 point.
And Blackiston was 200k less.
Correct.
Yes, he needs to go. He's a must trade this week, I think.
So
I
mean, that's kind of good because if I did that, I would have gone over Grundy anyway. So.
Yeah, I guess so. So upcoming fixture plays the Lions this week. So Brisbane, Richmond, Sydney, West Coast is his next 4. So he goes 61, 57. Brisbane, West Coast. 61, 65, 57, and 55. So
you know what I've started doing? What I've enjoyed doing is I like to go on a West Coast player, click on their fixture, and then go, all right, who of their fixture do I have coming up?
Yeah.
So if I go to West Coast upcoming fixture, I see Freo. I'm like, okay, Brayshaw should be able to pop.
Please. We might have a good week coming back. My dad has Brayshaw and Sarong.
Wow.
Both of them.
How?
I don't know.
How did you let that happen?
He started with Sarong. No, he started with Brayshaw, and I traded him into Sarong after round 1, I think, when everyone was going him off of whatever midfielder got injured that we all went. Someone, I think.
Well, good. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yep.
But then they go the Saints. So I'm looking at my Sinclair.
Yep.
And they go Richmond. So I'm like, I can hold Grill 2 then.
Yep.
And then Melbourne. So I can hold Windsor 2.
Oh.
I'm not holding Windsor, but
Pickett, Gawn, Steele.
Okay,
Is gonna be elite,
I want Pickett by then. I have to have Pickett by then.
I think that, and again, we'll talk about this later. I did the upgrade to Pickett, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago now in the forward line from a midfielder or a defender. The best thing I ever did. Yeah. He's been a great pick, but just fixing that structure there. And I didn't have the Dev Rob problem. Having Marshall has helped. But yeah, that's been elite. So yeah, and Lindsay, the other one, did a suck 54. He is so consistent. 60, 69, 67, 54, 54.
Yeah, well, that's
so Mr. Consistent, just not the right consistency. For him. Let's get into again Saturday afternoon, a few games on the Saturday because we did have all 9 teams back, which was good.
Yeah.
Sydney v Gold Coast. This one was over at Norwood Oval, the Thin Ground, and Sydney won this one. Who's your pass for Sydney?
For Sydney, my pass. You know what? I think considering that he's now picked up forward status and his price pretty low, I think you can actually give Chad Warner the pass for this one.
Yeah,
I think he scored a 91.
Agreed.
Why?
That's a pass. I've owned him in the past in the forward line, and he does love an 80. Sorry, a 60.
Oh, okay.
Like he'll average 80 and then love a 60.
Yeah, gotcha.
He'll average 90 and then score a 60 that bumps it down to 80. So that's probably where it is. Yeah, so he's got 39 there in round 1, but then 76, 82, 85, and 91. I probably would want to draw my attention to otherwise. And I feel like Warner will get more dues this week because he's picked up forward status, but McInerney's had it the whole year. He's gone 122, 84, 85, 96, and now 92. And if we look at the Sydney CDAs, I'm pretty sure since Goulden's gone down, he's pretty much taken his CDAs.
Yeah.
He's gone, 34% in the first week. Then after Goulden, he's gone 50, 70, 61, 78. And they have not, Rowbottom's dropped off CBAs. He's only getting 30% now. Obviously, Warner and Heaney were in the 80s and 90s this week.
He's a been all right for a different player.
Absolutely. And how expensive is he? He's probably too much now.
Something.
Yeah, 905K. But look, if you had Cozzy, I would be going McInerney as my next. If you had Sheasel, Cozzy, Flanders, Buderick, all the usuals.
Over
the role's there, though.
Who plays St Kilda, then has Port Richmond North after a big gap.
So what was the Shelley's?
St Kilda, Brisbane, Port Richmond North.
So he goes St Kilda 56, Brisbane 61. Who was it after that? Port 47, a red. Richmond 57, orange, and North 49 red. So you've got a couple red matchups in there. If we look at, and to be fair, there's not too many green teams doing it at the moment. So Sarong Giants, Bulldogs, which is 56 orange and 61 yellow. Then he goes Melbourne North, Collingwood Geelong. Melbourne 56, North 49, Collingwood 60, Geelong 55. So it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
But just wanted to give him a shout out because I don't know what his ownership is like. He's 11% owned. He's more owned than Todd Marshall. So some people are doing it right. I wonder how many in the top. Yeah, so he's 11% owned. In the top 1%, he's only 6% owned, which is interesting. So there you go. He would have been a good starting pick, I think. Yeah, don't know if he flagged it, but especially after Gooden went down, that was good. So yeah, I guess you'd probably give him the pass if you had him too. Who excelled?
Two blokes. Yeah, it's Heaney for 145 and Grundy for a 130. Both those scores are elite.
Yeah, let's talk Heaney first. 126 and 145 off of his bye and injured week. You can pick him. Absolutely. He's still under $1 million, I think.
Yeah.
So if you really could only get to him instead of going up to Baz, 1.009 million he is now with a break even of 62, and that same matchup is the same matchup as McInerney we spoke about before to come up. So yeah, you can definitely do that. And Grundy,
130, yeah, huge. Because I know that every week he won't outscore Gawn, but in this first week, just instant reward. 130 beats. We were talking about will Gawn go 20 points over Grundy, and the answer was probably.
Yep, I think that's definitely now. Yeah,
I'm pretty happy with that.
Well, yeah. So interestingly, Gawn went 121 against Witts last week, and Grundy went 130 against him this week now. So maybe we're starting to see the end of the Witts supremacy of him just
being elite.
Fucking other ruckman that played him. So upcoming fixtures, he plays Essendon, then Hawthorn, Wits. So in terms of rucks to come up against him, there's no one really relevant until Sherry's back in round 11. There's really Jackson round 16, McAndrew round 18, English round 19, Gorn round 21. Maybe if he gets easier, that's one to watch.
Yeah.
Who stunk it up for Sydney? There's really no one else
Not
relevant,
really.
I guess.
Nah.
And any value? I mean, Jai Sarong
was pretty good.
73,
73. Yeah, consistent.
Those who are looking at Riley Bice as an alternative to the Newman Kitty.
No.
Not good with a 67
at all.
Let's move over to Gold Coast then, and I'll give Matt Rowell a pass. 104 looks back to his best, same as McCluggage, so you can definitely be waiting on him to kind of bottom out because he scored like a 40 his first week. So yeah, break him to 115, which he could hit against Essendon coming up. So maybe we can launch on that now. Although he's never been a huge fantasy scorer, probably not the premium you're really looking for. And he's still priced at 943.
He went all right in the back half of last year.
He did, but you'd be picking Heaney for 40k more or whatever it is, 60k more. Who else was a pass? Bodie Hewland has been a sneaky good defender pick. After round 0 of 57, he's gone 92, 133, 85, 87. So he's been the top scorer of those Gold Coast defenders. Noble's been disappointing in my draft team. 72 here. So who else was a pass? No one else really. No one excelled at all. Who stunk? Noah Anderson got tagged for a 55. I thought he'd get tagged to at least a 70 maybe.
Nah, when he gets tagged, he gets tagged. He's like Butters. When they get tagged, they get tagged.
So James Jordan definitely showed that he can still do what he can do as a tagger. So that will affect GWS this week. So probably a Callahan you would think that goes to. Bulldogs.
Yeah,
probably not Bont. I don't think he's tagged Bont. I think he usually goes to a Richards or a Libba. I think he went to. He does. He's usually the one after Bont, but I think he went to Libba last time because Libba was in hot form. So watch for who that is because Libba should be back this week, but that's obviously in 2 weeks' time. Melbourne, that's probably Steele. He tagged. Maybe Cozzy actually, but I don't. He's probably more of a Cozzy.
Jordan,
North probably tags Sheasel.
Yeah,
you think so. Yeah. Collingwood probably tags Dacos. So there's quite a few relevant names coming up in the next few weeks for that. Who else stunk? Took, so he's picked up forward status and just a 77 after going 109, 92, 108, 69 in his first 4 games. So that kind of stunk. We're not picking him at what he's priced at in the forward line, although he can be a good scorer. Who else stunk?
Lombard.
Yeah, Lombard, 39. We got to get off that now. His break even, I think, is like 36 now. Yeah. So he's going to possibly even start going down. I really, really would be instead of Windsor and Zorko. I mean, maybe that's a discussion. Could you trade out of Lombard before Windsor?
No. Well, you think about it. It's 160k. The difference between the two of them?
Yeah, probably about.
Windsor's 629.
Windsor's going to lose money too if you don't trade.
Correct. Lombard is
because the only reason you're trading Lombard at is the cash.
It's over 200k the difference between Lombard and Windsor.
Yeah.
So that's
the problem is, I guess, if you're trading out Windsor, you're probably trading in someone you play on the ground. Although in the defense, we've got plenty of rookies that we can swap around now, so that's probably not an issue.
Oh, I'm going Lindsay and Windsor, both defenders, to Anderson
DPP,
and Josh Rochelle.
The DPP's come at a good time to trade Windsor out and has the Zorko injury, I think. So he stunk. Goulburn, if anyone went there, he can go back to being a no-name with a 32. So he stunk as well. All right, let's whiz through to Saturday night. I thought it was a bit better game than it was. Hawthorn v Dogs. Hawthorn destroyed them and actually scored very well for Hawthorn. 18-21 was their total points, and they had 6 tons. I'll give you the Hawks. Who was a pass?
Oh, mate, the back one?
Yeah.
For the Hawks?
There you go. So Hardwick went 125 with 10 marks. Sicily 115 with 13 marks. Yeah. Ginnivan found his way back there for a little bit with 9 marks, a 113. Josh Battle, 104 with 13 marks. D'Ambrosio, I guess, is a wing, but 8 marks for a 102. Impey had a 96 with 10 marks. Carl Amon had an 86 with 7 marks. Yeah, it was Mark Central back there. Similar thing to what Essendon are doing, I guess, but I think we need to decipher, because I couldn't quite catch it, whether this was just against the Dogs or whether this is a Hawthorn thing. But, I mean, it worked for them. This is probably their most outstanding win this year.
Yeah, correct.
I tipped Hawthorn because I thought Bulldogs would struggle without English, and I think they did. I think Meek monstered Emmett in the ruck.
He did. I had a shocking week for tips as well. Yeah. It wasn't a good week for me. Anyway.
So who'd you pass for Hawthorn? The defenders? They probably excelled.
Yeah, they excelled. A pass. If I was to single out somebody, Connor McDonald, 96 is awesome.
I'd be going him over almost anyone in the forward line.
You reckon? Even though Rochelle's gone back to back 110 plus.
Yeah, you just don't like it. I don't like it. I really don't like it. But McDonald has been ultra consistent. 79, 84, 89, 106, 96. We missed this. We had him in all preseason. And it's that 79 in opening round that turned us off. And to be honest, in the forward line, that's an 80. That would have been a pass. Like, I don't know why we went by that. It's crazy to think back to that time of year, what we were letting go. So defenders excelled. Anyone else excel?
No, excelled.
Ginnivan, I guess. Let's talk about the Ginnivan role a little bit, because if we look at his disposal math, which I'll just get up now, he did take a couple kick-ins, you said?
Yeah, so at least one.
At least one.
That I saw.
He's playing like a high half forward role, like a Brian Myers role, or he's kind of playing the Dylan Moore role, and Dylan Moore scored a 79, hasn't been scoring very well. In fact, hasn't hit a ton yet. Does like 299s in there, but yeah, he's playing really well, and he's a bit expensive. He's like $850K now as a forward. Yeah, look, if you wanted to go there as a point of difference, I'd tick it off. It's not bad. Who stunk this one up?
Dylan Moore,
I guess. Yeah. 79. I've got him in draft. Wasn't what I wanted him for.
Josh Ward as well. I was going to pick him.
Yeah, so I was looking at this earlier in the week thinking, man, we missed this as well. 73, 107, 90, 105. Again, bad opening round score just made us not pick him, and then he's averaged about 100 since. But 47.
That's bad. That's real bad. So good to be in there.
Any value here? Flynn Perez is probably the only one.
46. Not enough to go into.
Not enough. If you had him, though, you're not disappointed. After 58 last week, defender rookie. Yep. I'll take the Dogs and a pass. Oh, you're probably giving Bont a pass with a 102. Historically not great against the Hawks, but he gets a pass. Kennedy can have a pass on a 95. Riley Sanders, definite pass on 93. So he was very good there. He's still getting CBAs, although so he's a forward option that we should have gone this a couple of weeks ago. He's under 700K.
Yeah, that would have been.
Went 48, 68, and then started getting CBAs and went 109, 93. But Libba back this week is the concern. So that's bad. Ed Richards gets a pass on 91.
Could have been bigger. He went down with 10 minutes to go as well.
He did, but he's a test for this week, so you probably just. It's a tough ride. It's been a tough ride as an Ed Richards owner. Been entertaining on my end. So thank you. Selwood gets a pass. I traded him out this week, but he did score 67, so well done anyone who held on to him. He'll keep generating cash now, unfortunately. That's about it for the passes. No one really excelled in this game. Hawks are still a very hard team to score against. So for midfielders at the moment, they're 50. For halfbacks are 55 yellow. For the wing half forward, the 37 orange, and for the rucks, a 23 red. So not too great. Who stunk it up in this game? Probably Joel Freya. If anyone went there as a forward, 54, he scored after 96 and 106 in his last two, so he was bad. And Emmett, if anyone did go there as like a downgrade ruck, 25, sucked. And also shout out to Oscar Baker, lowest scorer in this, on the, apart from Chol, who went out quarter time, 19, but picked up the triple position. He's a defender mid forward now, because he was a defender mid. Now he's playing small forward. But
to tell you, if you've got a really deep draft,
you'd have to be a really deep draft, as in you'd have to be drafted about 100 players, I think, before again. So that's exciting, I guess. On to Sunday. I'll take Geelong, so you take your boys.
Yep.
Geelong v West Coast. Who passed? Bailey Smith passed against West Coast. Probably didn't excel, but 133 against West Coast. He scored 150s and 140s this year. I was expecting 160 against this matchup, so I'll give him a pass. I'll give Holmes a pass. He didn't go down, but had a bit of a finger kind of injury, niggle kind of thing. So 107 for him was pretty good. Excelled. Tanner Bruin 120.
Yeah,
we are keeping this guy for a while. He's scoring like a premium at the moment.
I picked him in draft, I didn't pick him up. I picked him in the actual draft.
So 98, 94, 53 with that injury affected game, then 89, 120. He genuinely is scoring, and he's done that against Gold Coast, Freo, Crows, Hawthorn. Now he's got his first easy matchup against West Coast, and he's gone 120. So they're a couple of matchups.
He starts in the midfield. He plays well.
Yeah. Interestingly, he didn't pick up defender status.
Because he's played both mid-time.
He's played a lot of mid-time, which is the thing. And I guess that was a concern earlier in the year, but he is actually scoring super well in that. So his CBA numbers, 56% this week, which was his highest by a long shot. So maybe this is good that he's playing in the midfield. But if we look at, what was it? His fixture. So Dogs, Port, North, Collingwood. Are we classing him a midfielder or a halfback? Midfield. So Dogs, 61, Port 47, 61 orange, 47 red for Port. Richmond was a 57 orange, and then Collingwood was a 60 yellow. So not a fantastic run, but not a bad run. Grind milestone.
His teammates fucking hate him. Oh my goodness! For someone who's the best inside, who had like the most goal assists like 2 years in a row, and it's probably one of their best kicks. They just don't want to give it to him. Like, he's so much faster than all of his defenders. So someone will be running along and he'll like be running past open, ready to get the hand fight for the inside forward 50 kick, which he was the best at for 2 years now, as I mentioned before. And they just don't want to give it to him. They just want to give it to him.
I wonder if playing on Norwood Oval stopped a bit of overlap for some of those teams because we saw like Sydney and Gold Coast halfbacks not score very well.
But it was also so doable.
Yeah, exactly. I think players were probably just more hesitant to give off and really spread out wide like Myers usually does. So 63, I'm hoping that's an anomaly, but man, that was a bad pick. If you went the value of Rochelle over him, you're laughing right now. Over to West Coast, who's a pass?
I'm going to do this a bit differently. I think a pass for West Coast is Josh Lindsay with a 67.
Yeah, okay, yep.
It's just,
you're
not going to go much higher than that.
Yep.
So you can take that. Excelled. I'm going to give it to Willem Desmond.
Yeah.
86.
We
missed
it
so badly.
So bad.
We keep saying it every week, and we're going to keep saying it every week because he's going to do, because he was tagged. He wasn't tagged, but he was the one that copped a little bit of attention.
Yeah. There was someone on him. Correct. That was his man.
Yeah. And then the O'Sheen went to Reed.
Right, okay. So
for a little bit.
For him.
They also gave away a lot of free kicks. He gets kicked on. It's fucking annoying.
Yeah, anyway. He does. I was actually watching a bit of this. I never bought into the fact he gets umpired differently, but I actually reckon he does. He's fucked. It's pretty tough.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyone else excelled there at the top? You were talking about before.
I was Bailey Williams with a 115. Put him in your waiver wire in your drafts.
Yeah, chuck him on the bench.
It's
good.
35 hitouts against a blitzerless Harry Edwards.
Yeah, so I guess probably the easiest matchup
in the league. Yeah.
So for West Coast coming up, their run for Ruckman, Freo, who are actually pretty easy right now. So they're 62 yellow. And then he goes St Kilda, Richmond, Melbourne, which is 62 green, Richmond 50 yellow, and Melbourne a 45 yellow.
Is that Richmond with or without Nank?
That's Richmond with Nank. Yeah. It's half with Nank, half without him. So with Nank, the Rucks, as per my scoring system, this is not. If you're new to this, it's not based on fantasy or averages. I put it through a little calculator thing. Gives me a rank from 1 to 100 on difficulty based on how much players score over that average, what weighing they have, what their role is, all that kind of stuff. And so against Nank 24 and 52, and then without Nank 54 and 71. So the scoring has taken an uptick. So watch for that. But we're not picking that as well. Anyone stink in this game?
A few blokes. I think not stink, but Tim Kelly, you were talking about picking him up. That's pretty shit. Yeah. Harley Reid, as I mentioned before. But I mean, it's not stinky, but like Dev Rob was a bit.
Yeah, it sucks.
Because like he was he hit a couple of tons or whatever, like earlier on in the year.
104.90 and then 41 didn't play, and now 59.
Playing bulk midfield time as well. Like,
I think this is where the forward line really gets tricky. Are you trading him over Windsor if he's out? If he's out for more than a week, are you trading him over Windsor? Because they're most people's option. If you have Cook, I think you're holding, right?
Yeah.
You can play Cook at F6.
Well, I'm playing Todd Marshall at F6 still.
Yes, but if you didn't have Todd Marshall,
correct.
Yeah, he is our little unique.
Yeah, true.
You play Cook.
Yep.
If Lombard is there,
no,
I'm happy to trade out of Roberts. Probably Lombard first.
Yeah. Because it's like who's going to lose cash, who's going to hold it.
I think. Yeah, Robertson will still make a bit of cash.
He's got to break even at 23 now.
Yeah, we're probably looking to get rid of both soon.
Yeah.
So interesting there. On to Saturday afternoon though, and we saw the Giants and Richmond at Barossa. The Giants, who was a pass? probably a lot of the premiums, I guess. So Callahan with the 111, past that. Whitfield 109, you passed that. And Ash 105, you passed that. But against Richmond, maybe you would have thought more. Although they're not as easy a matchup this year compared to your West Coast, your Essendons, and all those sorts. So watch for that. Who excelled? Nick Madden took the ruck on from Briggs. A first game for the year, scored a 111. He's priced at 550. So yeah, he's looking pretty good right now. And Toby Green he's had this midfield role for a little while. Finally cracked the ton with a 107. So well done if you did go there. Who was disappointing?
I just wanted to shout out disappointment in the fact that Clary can get 30 disposals. I was just about to mention that. How does he get 31 disposals and 5 tackles and only score an 89?
One mark is what does it, yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
It just makes no sense to me. Anyway, carry on.
That sucks. 2 frees against as well hurts too. So he probably stunk. There's not too many else. Bit of value update. So Goddard, he's scored a 67, so he's keeping ticking along. He's been a really good forward rookie if you picked him. Fonte is a bit of a value watch. He's finally starting to look like he's going down, and Ash and Whitfield are just kind of taking over.
Yeah.
So he had a 59 here. You're probably looking to trade that on. He's got about 700k on his head, so you can really get into someone good. This was probably going him over Windsor would have put you in the top 1,000. Like that. That's just night and day difference. All right, for Richmond, who's a pass? Good luck.
No, I'm gonna find one.
Oh, you can give it to Grill. Sure.
Grill. Yeah, I was disappointed because the whole week you and I we did our thingy and you said that we'd think that Grill would score higher than a Sarong, and then he didn't. And I lost about 2, 5, 15 points in that.
Yeah.
So it's 15 points higher.
Yeah. Not great. Shit, but 58, we'll give him the pass.
Yeah.
He hasn't done much wrong, I guess, except for that. Really hasn't done much wrong as a rookie.
Oliver Hayes-Brown, who
so he was this 230k ruck I spoke about a couple of years ago.
Who I traded into my cousin's team.
Oh, I thought you were about to say you traded.
No, I traded into my cousin's team last week when he didn't play.
Yeah, okay.
And so I feel bad for that. So sorry, JP. For your
46. Oh, you traded him as a red dot.
Because I thought he was going to play. Because he asked me on Monday. He's like, Nank's injured. Get this guy in.
Yeah. Jesus. People having fun with some scooters.
Yep. Loving it.
Sure, they had a lot of fun over the weekend with those scooters. Who no one excelled. Genuinely, Taranto was the highest score with 90.
Yeah, pretty much.
Stunk.
If you're a Sam Law owner, you're not happy with that. But the one that was proper bad was Jaden Shaw with the 79.
Yeah.
It's tough. Like even 1 more points and 80 doesn't look as bad, but
it's
still terrible.
But he's been better than Jacobs and Zorko, who you now have to trade out. That was kind of a 3 and Short was a value option. So you're disappointed he scored 79, but you're probably laughing that you didn't have
just held up and
29 Zorko or who's now injured, or 70 Jacobs who played forward. All right, let's get into the last game of the round. This was last night, Sunday night, Port versus St Kilda. I'll let you tell your boys. Who was a pass here for Port?
I want to give him a pass. So not a pass, an excel, but I think because of what he's done for the last few weeks, it's just been so disappointing. I think the fact that you got a 118 Zach Butters was just there you go.
Yeah, there you go. He was very good last night.
Correct.
Did get reported for some abusive language. We haven't heard anything as of recording this, but he's got to have said something bad for the umpire to call that.
And did you see the interview afterwards?
No.
So someone interviewed him. And it was like, interviewed Butters and like, do you have anything to say on that? And he goes, with any of the language you use. And Butters says, I'd love to hear what language I use because I'm pretty good. I've got some Port boys around me who were there at the time and none of us really knew what was said. I went up to him after the game, as any human does, and he said he didn't want to speak to me. So it'd be interesting to hear. And did you hear that the umpire mics were mysteriously, the mics weren't recorded? Brother.
Interesting.
Grow up.
Yeah.
Bloke fucking sleeps in the nightlight. Like, seriously.
The umpire, I think if he said something, fair enough. But the fact that the umpire's not willing to explain it is just a bit, you got to let the guy know what's going on. Because genuinely it sounds like Butters doesn't know what's going on.
He doesn't. And he tried to find out. And tried to just talk about it.
Especially when there's a lot of guys around. It's quite easy for that to fly around and have been someone else.
I know. Just see the footage
there's
of
probably
when
some
he
guy
said
out
he reported him.
Yes, and Butters goes, I'm reporting you, and then just ran away.
Ran off.
That confused me. But there's probably some guy out there who did say the thing who's laughing, thinking that Butters has got a suspension.
Yeah.
Some Saints guy might be good at a Zach Butters impression.
Probably,
yeah.
someone.
Gee, he was a bit of a flop last night.
Yeah. Anyway,
let's get on to the fantasy. So, 116 was a pass for him. Anyone else a pass?
I think Kane Farrell, we were talking about him as a pass. I'm going to say Horn Francis excelled for what he's done this year.
97.
97. You could probably pick him in draft.
Yeah.
But I have to stop myself. You probably can't pick him.
Can you pick him as a...
I don't think you can.
He got a little bit of attention from Boxall last night. Like, had a run with roll.
He's not sure. He's not a tagger.
Not really. But, 97 was impressive. He's gone. So, 50 in round one, but then 128, 87, 81, 97.
Yeah.
That 50 was coming back from injury. So, we can probably say that he's a safe 85, 90.
Speaking of coming back from injury and a pass, he's Todd Marshall.
Oh.
He was 62. That was good. Well done. Fucking played him forward.
Okay.
The
stink goes to Port Adelaide here.
That's a just car. The car is off. Holy shit, I
Car's
said this.
broken down.
Right, during that third quarter when Port looked like they were making a comeback, we wasted like 20 inside 50s to 2, just bombing it back to fucking JSOS and like Cal Wilkie and Tom DeConing as the spare. Like it infuriated me. And I was trying to message the group chat that we were in where everyone's talking about footy. And my data's not loading, so I've got this message being sent talking about how furious I am with Port Adelaide, and all I can see is just these two other Port. It's fucking best we've looked all year. Well, we've been fucking fantastic. I love that quarter. Port were amazing.
From like it was not a bad quarter.
We were incredible at holding it in.
The game plan was the bad part.
But
in terms of how Port played, I thought that there was like ferocity in.
We just wasted our opportunities though. Like you can't be doing
Carlton do it as well. It's the bomb into 50 because you have options there and moving. So Marshall moved there in the fourth quarter to forward, start pretty much from the start, and then sat from the 14-minute mark to the end on the bench. So spent about the last 10 minutes on the bench, which maybe managing him back from injury is the only thing I can think of. But I don't know why he'd swing him back forward. I almost think that playing uncontested in the back line is better for him as an injury. There was one where he got hit in the face, didn't he? Some guy whacked into him. Yeah. And, I feel like it's more dangerous sending him forward as an injury. You've got to stop tearing up the bench. This is... You're getting a call from someone going, you need to
camera just watching me.
The birds are trying to eat
whatever I'm throwing.
I think you're feeding them. All right, anyone stink in this game? Jeez.
Well, let me see.
I hope everyone's off
Bergman. Yeah,
33.
Like the whole...
Hasn't gone over 52 this year.
Yeah. People are like Josh Lai, 34, we no one picked him. Jack Watkins, if you've still got him, that's tough with a 40.
Yeah, you're probably starting to look to trade off him now, I think.
Yeah, big time. Luco stunk as a player. No one has him.
Actually, maybe not as much as Essendon and Hawthorn, but I watching last night, I felt like Port had a more uncontested ball in the defensive 50. So Farrell 97, Aaliyah,
what's
Aaliyah's
last couple of games been like? Because he's been
59, 79, and now 94.
No.
Had a 121 against Essendon.
That's what I thought.
So 94 with 11 marks was Aaliyah. Logan Evans, who I thought played a great game, 86 with 5 marks. Lockie Jones, and 83 with 9 marks. So not quite the numbers we saw with Hawthorn and Essendon, but still, I think this is the way that we're going to see teams starting to try and slow down the game that the AFL tried to fasten up.
Yeah.
Teams are going to try and do this. So I think that this could be really good for our defenders, and we're probably targeting mostly defenders from here. If you're sitting on the fence with someone who's a defender or a midfielder,
you want to go to the defender.
You're gonna, yeah, exactly.
Well, then let's switch to St Kilda and talk about the fucking defenders.
All right, well, let's go.
One bloke in particular who I have literally been talking about for 5 weeks in a row, and you've been laughing and pointing and like, oh.
All right, well, Wangan and Miller 139.
Yeah, he's great. That's not what I'm talking about though.
Cal Wilkie 131.
There is nothing wrong with going Cal Wilkie.
You can do it now.
131.
You can do it now. Now that he's at $1 million, you can do it. Yeah. I think that he just started too expensive for me. If he was doing this from 700K, I probably would have launched from Windsor early or Blackiston. I would have gone there. And you could have gone him instead. If he was in that Colby, Kitty, Newman, but he's kind of just scoring 5 or 10 points over what he's priced at. But yes, he's been very good. I'll give you the credit on that. Here he's scored 30 over his average, but 131. And Wayne Miller 139. The talk was Zorko to Roberts all week. Can you go Zorko to Wangan and Miller instead? Who are you preferring out of Roberts?
Wangan and Miller.
You reckon?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I just don't trust the Essendon thing still.
Yeah, my worry is that the Essendon stop doing this at some point, and we get Roberts back to his 80s.
Yeah.
So Nasiah had 68% CBAs, which is down from 81 and 80% the 2 weeks before. He did have some kickouts, took some there. He kind of looked all around the ground. He was kind of the main guy, at least to the Port fans sitting behind me. Thought that he was kind of the one they should target. But he was riling St Kilda up. He was the leader in this game, I think. And I tell you who wasn't the leader, my fucking captain, Jack Sinclair, 90. Jesus Christ. He spent so much time dawdling around the middle of the ground. And as soon as St Kilda started chipping in the back to Cal Wilkie, to Brad Hill, to Windhager 81, where was this? I mean, it's not fantastic, but still, Sinclair just dawdled around the middle and took a matchup. He's meant to be the guy back there that takes the non-contested. So that was disappointing. Flanders, you give him a pass for 83, but man, lowest score of the year, so he probably needs to pick that up. He looked good early as well, 35 in the first quarter. You're giving a pass to Philippou, 74. If you have him, he actually looked really good, like as a player. I think he's very good.
What about my accidental forced hold?
I think you're giving that an excel. Jack Harrell for 72 is pretty good. Yeah, and so Ron Marshall, I assume I haven't even checked, has picked up forward status, so he scored a 46. I actually wonder if he's ever gonna like bottom out as such. So he lost 92k this week, break even with 126, and he's 761 as a ruck forward. We're gonna get him at 500k.
Conning goes down.
Yeah, we're gonna be running McAndrew Marshall. That's gonna be crazy. It's been a while since we've had some value rucks. But yeah, that's about it. There's no real value, I think, except for maybe him when he bottoms out. So yeah, that's about it. What are your trades looking like early?
Early days, Windsor and Lindsay out to Angry Andy. Yeah, exactly. Lindsay. Angry Anderson and just Rochelle.
Yeah, nice.
Could be a Cozzy.
Yeah,
could be a Mackinnon, but probably going to be Rochelle just because.
You're not tempted by a Warner, a Took Miller, any of the new forwards?
Not compared to. No. I just think that like we've seen it been played out a couple of times now. Like Josh Dacos over Zorko. Now Zorko will probably score better, but now there's injury, so Josh Dacos was the tick.
Yeah.
Grundy over Gorn.
Value was the tick.
Yeah. A Pickett or a Rochelle over Myers was the tick.
Yeah.
And all of the correct answers have been the cheaper of the two.
Yeah.
So now I'm going Rochelle over Cozzy because he's
fair enough. Yeah. Well, I'm almost doing the same. I'm going Windsor to Anderson, and I'm going Zorko to Dacos. Nick. Yeah. Over Baz. I think Baz is a bit too expensive for my liking, but I'm bringing in Dacos with Carlton, who won't tag him, I don't think, for a 64 light green. And then he's got Essendon, who are a 77 dark green. Hawthorn, Geelong, Sydney, West Coast. So he doesn't really have many tags except for maybe round 9 and 10, O'Shane Mullen and James Jordan. But this is my chance to get him. Break him to 116. I think this is his low point, which is about a 118.
Yeah.
I think he could average more than that for the year. So hopefully he does it right. But that's my trades as it sits so far. But yeah, I can afford any mid, any defender, anyone in the game. Going Windsor down to Anderson and Zorko to anyone. So I've played with going Lockie Ash, but again, I don't just want to go the top guy. I've played with going Nasiah or Roberts. Played with going Baz. I think I'm okay with my forward line for now. Todd Marshall sitting there at F6 is all right. But I tell you what, if Buderick is out.
Time to buy any?
No. I think my midfield, as it stood before, was Steele, Butters, Brayshaw, LDU, Bruin, Jagger, Anderson, Blamires. So my M1 and 2 was Steele and Butters. I need a good M1.
Yeah.
I've got to have one of those Bont Smith.
So now
Dacos. So now I'm Dacos.
Dacos, Steele, Butters,
Brayshaw, LDU, Bruin, Jagger, and Anderson. Move Blamires onto my bench. And of course, I know you're wondering, this means Windsor and Zorko, the 2 defenders, 2 midfielders. My defense is now super thin with Sinclair, Houston, McKercher, Sarong, Grill, Farrow is what I'm running at the moment. So I'm going the 3 defender rookies, and I think you can do it.
I'm doing the same. I'm doing
these guys are going to score 60s.
I've got Sinclair, Jacos, Houston, Sarong, Jax, Farrow.
Yeah. So you've got Jacos instead of McKercher.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He's probably going to score less anyway.
Well, McKercher's got Richmond this week.
So. Oh, he will score less, yeah. Well, that's that. But, oh, well.
There you go.
You know, with any luck, your round 5 team was on the mark.
And not off the mark. Like the gather round weather. Definitely off the mark. And we'll be back on Thursday to go through some more strategy stuff. Let us know if you liked how last Thursday's episode was kind of structured. Questions. I thought the strategy chat was good and going a bit more in depth into the copper flop. So we might continue with that, I think. But yeah.
Awesome. See you then.
See you then.